Once you've copied down the cover page for the Unit 3 packet, make sure you copy down these notes. This is on page 2, the top of page 2. If you want to pause the video to copy down these notes, you can. If not, they're also available on Google Drive for you. So slope, what we're going to be dealing with now is slope. So vertical change over horizontal change, right? The up and down over the left and right. We use the variable m, as you can see here, for slope. And this is super key, the rise over run with the arrows. That's going to be super helpful for when we actually work on identifying slope. There are also types of slope, right? Negative, positive, undefined, and zero. And there's 2 ways that you can use to memorize that. So I use mountain cliff if you look from left to right. When you read a book from left to right in English, positive from left to right is going up. Negative from left to right is going down. Zero is kind of like that, you know, like the flat surface of snow, but you can't really ski it. You just kind of cross country, you walk across it. That's zero. But one slope that you can't ski is undefined. You would need like mountain climbing gear for this, right? Then I also have slope face. This is different from slope dude, as I'm sure some of you have seen the slope dude video on YouTube. That can also help you memorize the slope from left to right. This from left to right is increasing, so there's a positive slope. Left to right, this is decreasing, so going down, so it's a negative slope. Zero slope, right? The line goes from left to right, and there's the little zeros at the ends. And then undefined is straight up and down, so there's a little U for it there. So using slope face to help memorize what types of slope it is can also be helpful. We're going to finish page 2 right now, and we're going to identify each of the slopes. So you can pause the video to help you practice it. I'm now going to give the answers to this. This one is, I'm going to try and get a color that you can actually see. This one's positive. This one's negative. This, if you notice, the line's right here, right? So be careful. Let's highlight that a little bit. You can see the line. It's right here. If you need a highlighter to highlight the line, highlight it then, right? This is an undefined slope because it's going straight up and down, right? You can't actually ski or snowboard or sled on that. This one is a zero slope. Right, if you see left to right, you can do something on there. Right? You can walk it, you can cross-country ski it, or you could just go on a sled and someone else can pull you on it. This is a positive slope, and this is negative. So first and foremost is working to identify the kinds of slopes they are. Once you're able to identify it, then we can count, right, what the actual number is of the slope. So I kind of have a tool on page 3 to help you figure that out. So I give you a graph for number 1. The main part first and foremost is remembering rise. Remember that little key for positive, negative? Rise up out of bed before you go for a run, right? If you're in bed, you literally cannot go for a run without rising out of the bed, right? Whether it's rising up, rising down. You can't do that. It's not possible. So you're going to start at any of the points. You can start at this point, or you can start at this point. It could be different from the person sitting next to you. It's okay. You have 2 points to choose from. I want you to choose one of them. I'm going to choose the top one. You are going to rise. So that means you go up or down first to get to the next point. That's our goal. We want to get to this point. So we're going to go down in this case, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We went down 5. So we did not go up. We went down 5. Down means negative 5. See how down means negative here? So negative. Then, again, to get to that point, we have to go left 1. So again, -1, left 1, because left means negative. Now you have your slope. This is your m equals, right now we have a -5 over -1. But if you look at this from left to right, this is increasing, right? This is a positive slope. Well, guess what? When you simplify this, don't you get 5 over 1? Isn't that positive 5? This is what your final slope is. Now, if you did it the other way, right? Let's say you started at this pink point and went up to the green, then you would have noticed that you would go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, positive 5. And then to the right, 1, positive 1. And you still would end up with 5 over 1. So it doesn't matter which way you start, right? The main thing is you rise, whether it's up or down, then you run. So let's try that again for number 2. Let's start at a point. If you want a routine, start at the furthest left point, right? That'll help you to set up a routine. Left point. Let's rise. In this case, we're rising down 3. So we know it's at -3 because we went down. We did not go up. And then we're running to the right. 1, 2, 3, 4. +4 because right is positive. We did not run left. So we can set up our slope. Rise over run, right? Rise over run. So it is a -3/4. And you can double check it, right? Is this slope negative when I look at it from left to right? Yeah, that's going down. It should be a negative slope. You are going to practice counting these over and over and over again. Let's do one more together, like number 3. The points are a little tricky to see on number 3. They're right here and here. So again, let's rise. What is our rise in this case? We go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. +7. That means you're counting those 7 boxes, right? Like full boxes. 1, 2, 3, 4, +4. So our run is +4. Guess what? There's our slope, 7/4. So go ahead and continue to practice on this page. And page 3, the answers are also going to be on the Google Drive so that you can make sure that you did it correctly. Once you're done with page 3, we're going to move on to page 4. Page 4, we can go over together before this video is done. So this is the last part of the lesson. Not only are you going to practice counting, you're also going to practice. Actually, you know what? I'm not going to put the answers. Yeah, I'm not going to put the answers online. We'll actually go over it when we're back on Monday. So let's take a look at number 1. You have a point. We know that points are all x, y. So let's go ahead and plot that. We start at the origin. We go to our x first. Well, 0. All right, well, I don't move left or right. Y is 5, so go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here. So I'm going to plot my point 0, 5 right here. It's in pink. Now I see my slope here. So my rise is 4, my run is 3. That means a +4 and a +3. So I go up 4, right 3. Starting at this given point to us, right? This is the one that we plotted. So we start there. We go up 1, 2, 3, 4, and then to the right 3. 1, 2, 3. Right here is our new point. But we also know that, yes, slope is 4/3, but this can be the same as -4 over -3 because we know those two are the same because when you simplify it, you're going to get that. This might be a little tricky. You're like, wait, why are we going backwards? The reason being is sometimes when we go to plot it, sometimes we might not have enough room to plot it up top. So we might have to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. But do you see how when you create this line now, it actually is consistent? And you draw arrows at the ends. You'll notice numbers 1, 2, 3, and 4 are all kind of the same points, similar slopes, so that you can practice it. So here's the same thing. The same point, 0, 5. You're going to use this slope. But what do we do with the negative sign? We give it to the top, or we can give it to the bottom, right? See how we have kind of 2 equivalent slopes to use? So let's do that. Let's do this one first. We're going to go down. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the right. 1, 2, 3. We go to the right because it's a +3, right? So we plot that point here. We can also work on this one. We go up. 1, 2, 3, 4 to the left. 1, 2, 3, and we plot it right there. See how it helps to have those 3 points? We can actually graph it and draw our line straight through. Now, sets of notes that are going to be helpful. You're going to want to write this down, okay? Because let's say you end up with a slope and it's like, hey, I'm -4. Well, how am I supposed to do that with a rise and a run? You need to put it over 1 so that you know how to do your rise over run. Go ahead and pause this so you can copy down the notes, or you can get it from Google Drive. The second set of notes are right underneath it, right here. This is super important. I want you to see the difference. The top highlighted in red, those all have one negative sign. Doesn't matter if it's at the bottom, top, or in front. Those are all equal to each other. That's like the problem we just did, where we said, hey, we're gonna do to get the point here and to get the point here. We move the negative sign up top and below. So over here, same thing. You move the negative sign at top or below. But this is not the same of what's highlighted in blue with a negative sign on top and a negative sign at the bottom, because that makes it positive. So be careful. Go ahead and copy this down. You're going to try the problems on this page. I'm going to zoom out so you could check your answers on this page. We, again, will go over this. If you'd like more practice, you should be working on finishing the lesson on page 5, 6, and 7.